Good morning. It's March 25th, and in the Roman Catholic Church, today is the feast of the Annunciation. Uh, it also happens to be the feast of St. Dismas. Many of you might know him as the Good Thief. Now, we don't know too much about St. Dismas from scriptures, but in the early church, the church fathers would tell stories or even preach homilies where St. Dismas was featured. And in one of them is truly interesting. And it happened while Joseph and Mary were fleeing to Egypt to get away from Herod, who was trying to kill the child Jesus. The story goes that Joseph and Mary were not walking on the roads, but they were staying off the roads, walking across the terrain. And in doing so, they were traveling through an area that had a lot of high bushes, trees. Really couldn't see what was very far ahead of them. When all of a sudden, they break through the brush and into a clearing. And in the clearing is a group of bandits gathered around the fire. Joseph realizes the situation and figures they're dead. They're going to kill him. They're going to rape Mary. Who knows what they would do to the child? Joseph stations himself in front of Mary and the child with a staff, intent on doing whatever he can to protect them. The bandits approach, and then one of the bandits comes to the front and looks at Mary and the child in her arms, turns to the group and says, "No one will harm these people." This was the leader of the bandits. And when he looked at Mary and the child, something struck him. His heart melted. Instead of killing Joseph and raping Mary, they treated them all as their guests. In the morning, they gave them provisions, and then even showed them a shorter way for their journey into Egypt. The leader of that bandit troop, according to legend, is St. Dismas. Did this actually happen? We don't know. It could have. Several of the church fathers thought enough about this story that they told it to their flock. And if you would like to dive deeper, to draw closer to St. Joseph, especially during the month of March, which is dedicated to him, I recommend that you check out my book. It's called The Diaries of Joseph and Mary. The book is really two books in one. The first portion are entries written in diary form of what Joseph and Mary may have written during the events of their life. And then there is an appendix, 101 questions and answers about St. Joseph. And if you're concerned about whether the entries in this book are heresy, they're not, because I was concerned about that too. The entries come from my study of what the church fathers wrote about St. Joseph. And I undertook that study because St. Joseph is my role model to be a husband and a father. And that's still a work in progress. But if you want to know more about St. Joseph, go to Amazon, look for The Diaries of Joseph and Mary, and right now it's on sale 99 cents in Kindle. or free on Kindle Unlimited. Excuse my family in the background. None of us have COVID-19, just morning cough. Anyway, thanks for listening. God bless. Have a good day.